The Queensland Floods Commission of Inquiry will hold an extra round of hearings before it releases its final report. 6 additional days of hearings will begin next week to examine the operation of the Ivanhoe Dam before and during last year's flood. The Commission says the extra hearings were prompted by News Limited articles about dam manual operations and its own review of evidence.
I encourage the Commission of Inquiry to use all of its powers to get to the bottom of this. That's why we set it up in the first place. They have all those documents, and I encourage them to make sure that they assess all of the documents, all of the evidence before them, and to draw their conclusions independently.
The final report was due on the 24th of next month, but the Premier has granted the Commission an extension of time, and that may have implications for the date of the Queensland election. State political reporter Chris O'Brien joins us now for the latest. And Chris, what's the Premier thinking now?
Well, David, tonight she's locked in meetings and the political world is buzzing about what all this could mean. Yesterday, the Premier said she wanted voters to see the flood report before the election. That meant Saturday, February the 25th was the earliest likely date for the election. But now, of course, the flood inquiry report has been extended. We don't yet know for how long. But if the Premier still wants voters to see that report before the election, that means the election could be delayed. Interestingly, Anna Bligh says she's getting legal advice because she says extending the inquiry deadline could have implications for the timing of elections, plural, meaning that the local government election at the end of March could also be affected.
And what does the opposition say about all this?
Bring it on, they say. The LNP reckons that extending inquiry deadlines should have nothing to do with politics, so let's go to the polls now, the LNP says. So, David, as if we didn't already have enough of a guessing game about the election date, here we have more variables to throw into the mix.
Thanks, Chris. Chris O'Brien there at Parliament House.